With the BatGirl movie being cancelled and Ezra Miller running around leaving chaos in his wake and questions up in the air about are they going to release The Flash, are they not? I thought, you know what, today's a positive day. We are going to be positive about the future of DC and Warner Brothers. My name is Tom, and this is Tom's Take. So I've got 5 reasons that we, as film fans, film brothers and sisters, and of all shapes and sizes, can be positive about the future of the DC universe under Warner Brothers and Discovery. Of course, Warner Brothers is now under new leadership with Discovery and their head honcho, David Zaslav. And today is going to be a positive video. We're going to talk about the good things, the things I'm personally excited for, the things I think we should be optimistic about. So I don't want to see any comments about, well, Warner Brothers sucked, they should restore the Snyderverse, or Warner Brothers sucked, they canceled a movie I was looking forward to. No, today is positive. If you guys haven't been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my always positive attitude. Starting at number 5, we have the return of Michael Keaton as Batman, and also the peppering in, if you will, and the reminding us that, oh, by the way, Ben Affleck still exists in the DCEU up until maybe we see the Flash movie and maybe he dies, I don't know. But Ben Affleck, it came out the other day, he's going to be in Aquaman 2, so Ben Affleck still willing to come back. And I love me some Michael Keaton. I love me some Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman of all time. Michael Keaton being a close second to that. And I'm really excited to see both or either of these gentlemen continue as the DCEU Batman moving forward. It's got a lot of people excited. I'm very optimistic, very happy about it. More Michael Keaton, more Ben Affleck. Give it to me all day, every day, twice on Sunday. The 4th reason I have that I am particularly optimistic, nay, excited about the future of DC and their film and television divisions comes down to a certain individual by the name of James Gunn. James Gunn not only delivered one of the best DCEU movies, DC Warner Brothers movies ever made in The Suicide Squad, which I love and adore so very much. He also gave us the greatest DC show ever created in Peacemaker Season 1. I'll go so far as to say, out of both the MCU shows on Disney+, which I do enjoy, and all the DC stuff and all the CW stuff, Peacemaker is the best of all of them. I loved Peacemaker. I love John Cena in that role. I love James Gunn's style. I love what he brings to that universe, and I want more of it. And obviously we're getting more and more Peacemaker, but it came out the other day that James Gunn has several projects in development with Warner Brothers and DC. So to see what he might do with future film installments, to see what other maybe Suicide Squad spin-offs he has planned, I think James Gunn is going to be a really, not the head guy at DC, but I think he's going to be a really central figure as far as helping shape the direction of the future of especially the DCEU. Suicide Squad was fantastic. Peacemaker was even better. And I'm really excited to see what he can do, bringing more quality entertainment to DC, and we'll get into that in a second. Okay, the next one's a big one. You know, it came out a couple of weeks ago that Alan Horn, legendary film executive, and of course he was at Warner Brothers initially, for a decade or more, and he oversaw the Dark Knight trilogy and the Harry Potter stuff, and he shepherded Warner Brothers film division for a long time. Then he retired, and then he got pulled out of retirement by Bob Iger, came and shepherded the Disney film empire and built Disney to Disney Films division at least, to what it is now, helped shepherd Kevin Feige in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and David Zaslav called Alan Horn out of retirement again to come and blow that horn for Warner Brothers and be a bit of an advisor to them and help, get their film division up and running. And I think especially one of the big key duties that Alan Horn is going to have is going to be one of his key tasks is going to be finding who's going to lead DC into the future. Will it continue to be Walter Hamada? Will it be somebody else? Will it be a Greg Berlanti? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But Alan Horn being there, a seasoned veteran experienced film executive over the past 30 years or so. One of the best, if not the best, to ever do it. Him being at Warner Brothers Discovery can only be good things for the future of DC. It can only be good things. And that's what they need. They need a fearless, seasoned leader at Warner Brothers. And with David Zaslav bringing in Alan Horn, that speaks volumes to me. Okay, the next reason I have to be optimistic about the future of DC and Warner Brothers, it's better quality control. Now, I don't know how many of you follow me on Twitter, but you can follow me on Twitter at TillyGilly1. There's a link down there in the description below. But when BatGirl got cancelled, when that news came out, that movie was basically almost finished. At least from what I'd read. It was almost finished. And of course, there was still more money to be spent on it and whatever. And the new regime were not liking what they were seeing. They didn't believe in it, so they decided to cancel it. That was a move that I didn't like initially. And I went on this big Twitter rant about it. And I didn't like it mainly because, I felt sorry for all the filmmakers and the cast and the crew who had spent years of their life making a movie, almost getting it finished, and how that must feel to just have it pulled away and have nobody see a project that you've worked on and are very proud of. From the filmmakers' side of things. But I understand that from the Warner Brothers side of things, hey, we are not, and the new regime, if you're trying to, establish yourself as the new regime at Warner Brothers, we are not going to release movies that we are not proud of and that we do not believe in and that, could damage the brand. And so David Zaslav bringing that level of quality control, because whether you've liked or not liked the previous DCU installments under previous Warner Brothers leadership, it has been very reactionary, very choppy and changey. Oh, we're not sure which direction we're going to go. They've been putting out films that have been very hit or miss, from great to not great. And so, David Zaslav, and I think along with Alan Horn, really coming down and being harsher on, quality control. That's going to make sure, I think, at least give DC films a better chance to succeed, and being a lot more hands-on with that. And, Kevin Feige, that's what Kevin Feige does over at Marvel. And it's getting harder and harder because Marvel's putting out a lot more stuff with their TV and their movies. But the reason the MCU has succeeded is because they've been making quality content, quality movies, quality shows for the most part. And with Kevin Feige's steady hand over the MCU, it's one of the big reasons that franchise, or that collection of franchises, is successful. So if you can have a David Zaslav coming and bringing a similar approach to the DCEU especially, and DC films, and saying we need to have better quality control, it can only be good for the future of the DCEU moving forward. And that leads me into my number one reason that I have to be optimistic about the future of DC. And that is the man himself, David Zaslav. David Zaslav has shown so far, and whether you follow all this stuff or not, I do. I read up on all of this stuff. David Zaslav has shown that in a very short period of time since coming into possession of Warner Brothers, that he is a decisive leader. He is a leader that, has a plan, a vision, and quotes have come out. He said this. He believes that DC is their crown jewel that they have. That is the ace up their sleeve at Warner Brothers. DC is going to be the main priority for them. And that is music to my ears. Because, I love my comic book movies. And so seeing finally at Warner Brothers, seeing the head of Warner Brothers, a studio executive, saying DC needs to be a priority, it needs to be a focus, because in previous regimes, they've treated DC like an afterthought. They haven't treated it with much respect. It's been all over the place for the most part. They've had some gems, they've had others, not so great for the most part. It's been very mixed. And so when you've got a David Zaslav saying, DC is the focus. It is the future of this company. It is what is going to make us money because they are a business, but also comes back to that quality control. David Zaslav is a firm, decisive, smart guy, and he's going to, I believe that David Zaslav, the new head honcho of Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers Discovery, making DC a priority and making it the focus and the crown jewel of all of the Warner Brothers library. You think about all the franchises and IP they own, and DC being their number one priority, it can only mean that that is a potential path to success. It can only be good things for the future of DC. Because in the past, Warner Brothers has not had decisive leadership. They have not had a steady hand looking at all this stuff, having quality control, all this sort of things. They've had one plan that hasn't gone right, so they've changed it. A movie came out that got mixed reception, and so they've changed all their plans again. Like, it's just been a shit show and a revolving door over at Warner Brothers the last 10 years or so. And so now having a steady, firm hand, a guy that knows what he wants to do and has a plan and a vision for what DC can be and believes in DC like I believe in DC, like I think most of you believe in DC, can only mean great things for the future of the DCEU, of DC, of Warner Brothers, all that stuff. So those are my 5 reasons to be optimistic / excited for the future of DC and the DCEU in particular. Obviously there are other reasons too. You've got the fact that they're doing spin-off films like, other universe films outside of the DCEU, like the Batman, like Joker. That's also a very exciting prospect. The fact that they're doing movies that are outside of the DCEU and can make great films like that can get Oscar attention. That's also another reason to add. Anyway, guys, jump down in the comment section below. What are some of the reasons you guys are optimistic for the future of DC? And again, I don't want to hear Warner Brothers suck. They didn't restore the Snyderverse. No negativity. This is a positive video. We're going to have positive comments and an optimistic vision and hope for the future of DC, of a film franchise and a comic book universe that we adore. My name is Tom. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and I'll see you guys next time.